welcome to this episode of Business PNG. This week we speak with Mr. Philip Samar, Managing Director of Papua New Guinea's Mineral Resource Authorities, on a range of issues concerning the MRA. Take a look. Over the years, the mining industry has become an integral part of Papua New Guinea's economy. With several mines now in operation in all 4 regions, the need for a healthy mining sector has become crucial. The Mineral Resource Authority, the mining industry's regulator, came into existence in 2007. 2017 marks the first decade of its operations. This decade has also coincided with an increase in unparalleled interest in the country's mining sector. Business PNG spoke with MRA Managing Director Philip Samar to discuss the first decade of MRA operations.
Yes, we've had 10 short years, but our history goes back since independence as Department of Mining, Department of Petroleum and Energy, or Department of Mining and Petroleum, and we evolved over that time. And since 2007. MRA is set up, and in that short 10 years, we've demonstrated that the concept of bringing the authority into fruition, into operation, has not failed. In fact, what it's done is it's improved the way government has actually serviced the exploration and mining sector, and there's evidence to actually hold up and say, the government's wisdom back in 2005 to set up the authority is in fact and was and is the best decision so far.
MRA's 10-year anniversary also coincides with its second corporate plan, 2017 to 2021, a guideline to what the MRA aims to achieve over the next 5 years.
5 kilograms of this, 10 kilograms of that. And that comes through here. That information is picked up and it's already pre-programmed.
Okay.
So we've operated under the inaugural corporate plan for the last 10 years. And we've used our experience over the last 10 to look back and see how best to improve the way we operate. And again, whilst the MRA has made a lot of improvements, there is still a lot of space to further improve, and so the new corporate plan going forward actually allows it allows us to continue to focus on our primary role as the regulator of the sector. See, one of the things that we have put a lot of emphasis in is going back to ensure that our primary asset is firstly protected and secondly optimized. By that I mean our geological asset. We can't sell anything unless you deal with the rocks. You deal with the geology, because that's what we are issuing licenses to come in, so that companies and investors can come in, look at the asset and say, yes, it's an asset we believe in and want to develop, because you have a secure tenure, you have a secure investment, area. So really for me is going back to basics and doing it right. It's not like we didn't do it right in the first 10, but you gotta still continue to keep your mind on what it is that you are. Once you lose focus of that, I mean, the MRA's enjoyed growth over the last 10 years. We could easily forget that, listen, we probably need to do a lot more mapping, or either that, or with the mapping that we've done, what other value adding can we bring to it? What other, for example, for the last 42, 43 years, this nation has been banking on copper primarily and gold. Times have changed. Look at where the market is with these two commodities. Look at where we are because of that dependence on those commodities. So again, the MRA over the last 3 years, we've had to diversify the country's mineral base, adding nickel and cobalt.
Yeah.
We're still looking for others, iron sands, molybdenum. So one of the primary thrusts of the new corporate plan is again ensuring that we optimize our asset and that our effort is put into ensuring that we continue to grow and add value to our primary asset. Yeah.
Coming up, Mr. Samar provides an update on mining MOAs. Stay tuned to Business PNG. I'm Meribatulo. This is Kokopo, East New Britain Province, and you're watching Business PNG. As the industry regulator for the mining industry in Papua New Guinea, the Mineral Resource Authority has taken on several key functions, among them the all-important reviews of Mine Memorandum of Agreements, MOAs. This task has proven to be one of the biggest challenges, especially given the diversity of the country and its people.
The mining project MOAs are an interesting area. The MRA has direct responsibility for administering those mining project MOAs. All operating mines have an MOA. Now, the MOAs are simply benefit sharing arrangements. They're not necessarily regulatory. Okay, they're about sharing of royalties, SSGs, infrastructure, and the like. When we started, all the MOAs for all the mines were actually pretty much up for review. All 8 up for review. In fact, before that, they were up for review back in the old Department of Mining days. Classic example is Porgera. Porgera has been up for review almost forever. It was supposed to be reviewed after 5 years as of 1989. It's been tried. As I speak to you, we are still trying to review the Porgera MOA. So that's a classic case of a responsibility that MRA has, or as MRA has inherited, that we're still babysitting. Unbelievable, but true. That's my challenge. All those 8 MOAs now, as I speak to you, have been moved from where they were up to a stage where before the end of the year, either all of them would be signed off or 6 would be signed off. 2 would still be hanging out. Octedi's been signed off. Tolokuma was signed off. Simberi is waiting to be signed off as per the NEC decision. We have the Woodluck MOA agreed to by the parties, meaning all the stakeholders have agreed that yes, we should proceed to signing. That is now awaiting for execution and signing. I have the Crater Mountain revised MOA still out there somewhere. It's fairly advanced. Now, the 2 big ones that are yet to be executed are Porgera and Lihir. What's happening now is that the agreed draft from Hagen for Porgera is now with the Enga provincial government for their review and endorsement. Once MRA gets that from the Enga provincial government, and Barrick as well, Barrick has been invited to be a party. They are going to their board to consider to be a party. Hopefully they become a party. I would encourage that, in fact. So Porgera is about to be closed. Yeah, so, and that's a positive sign on the part of government, on the part of MRA putting its effort into attend to something that's been lingering frustrating government, for the last how many years. Lihir, again, same thing. In the last 4 months, actually, we've taken Lihir by the horns, put it on the table, reorganized the way we approach the MOA review process itself. Instead of all the parties sitting in one room and then going around the table waiting for everybody as usual to say their bit, and then the sun sets and sun rises and nothing is done and talk, all empty talk. We've had to change our approach only here. What we've done is we went in and recognized that there are aspects there that need to be discussed in various different forums. We put in place those forums, allowed the issues to be discussed at the floor, up to the mid-level, and brought up to the leadership. The leadership were myself, General Manager for the mine, Provincial Administrator, Chairman of Lamala, and the President of the NRLLG. For the first time, these leaders did not have to sit down and negotiate. All the negotiation was done there. In fact, when we sat down and received the report from our administrative units, we looked at each other and said, "This sounds good. Why don't we accept it and move?" And Lihir within 3 months was done.
With the new approach being taken in regards to mine MOAs, there is a push to have all these reviews submitted to the government by the end of this year, a target that Mr. Samar is confident the MRA can achieve.
It's about doing it right. It's not necessarily about some special skill sets. Experience is good, whatever, but it is just about being focused. There's a whole lot of experienced people around the table. When you say something, everybody knows what you're talking about. So why is it so difficult then for us to agree on something? Yeah? We've followed that approach. We've had to then allow stakeholders to be involved where they need to be involved, and the decision making only for endorsement comes up to the leadership. By which time we pretty much agreed already. It was just a formality sitting in the room to say we're done. We're hoping to replicate the Lihir approach for the other, hopefully for the Porgera one, which is anyway about to be closed. The learnings from all of this would be very useful, actually.
You've got Frida and Wafigoku. These lessons will be replicated,
big time,
put into these projects?
Big time. Given that we were able to successfully administer and manage something that's dogged our predecessors, that's something you got to actually hold on to. And so we intend to do that. We intend to document that, and we intend to ensure that the MOA review processes themselves. One of the things that I have insisted through the MOA process is to allow for independent audit. You know how people go to the media and one says this, another says this, and we are forever defending ourselves. That's not fair. In fact, we shouldn't be doing it. Why should we do it? Yeah? The revised MOAs need to have an independent audit mechanism in themselves. Because if you look at the structure of the MOA, it's the state committing to do this and this and this. Provincial government committed doing this and this and this. The other parties committing their part. Are we going to hold ourselves responsible? Maybe. That's the problem. That's part of the problem why these MOAs are not resolved. We talk, we argue. Everybody has a good reason for why they didn't do something. Change it. Allow somebody to administer this on an annual basis. And a competent firm. We get to a review, and they present our scorecard. State, you committed to do all these projects. You are 25% bad. What's going on? Oh, okay. I don't have to find excuses, right? My scorecard is there. In that way, parties are held responsible. Somebody follows you every day to get you ready for acquittal or for your report when the year ends. That is an improvement in the process. That ensures that parties are actually doing what they promised to do. Currently, the state, actually, even though I'm an equal party with everybody, I am required to be the administrator and the implementer at the same time. I think, and so one of the changes in the MOA process, another improvement is ensuring that there's an independent audit process in there, and someone also is responsible, somebody organizes us, gives us our report card. We bear responsibility and accept responsibility and commit to improving or committing to ensure that our commitments are met and moved on. We've had to use independent, independent facilitators. Usually the MRA is the one asked, or one of the state entities is asked to be the chairman. That model never works. It used to. It's problematic. The independent chairperson comes in, has a clear terms of reference. All the parties bear the cost to pay for that because we're all equal parties. Yeah? And again, all these incremental improvements that we brought into the MOA process has allowed us to be where we are. 8 not done 10 years ago, 8 about to be done before the close of this year.
You're watching Business PNG. Up next, some updates on the business sector in Papua New Guinea in Business PNG News Bites. Stay tuned.
I'm Leon Gerari in Lorengau, and you're watching Business PNG.
You're watching Business PNG. Time now to take a look at what has been making headlines in the business sector in Papua New Guinea. This is Business PNG News Bites. With the rest of Papua New Guinea focusing on the national general elections, staff of the National Development Bank recently celebrated a significant milestone. Its 50th anniversary. What started out as the Papua and New Guinea Development Bank on the 6th of July 1967 has undergone significant changes since its inception. According to NDB Managing Director Moses Liu, despite several name changes, the NDB has remained true to its focus, empowering the indigenous people of this country.
And that is to empower and create wealth for the people of Papua New Guinea by providing innovative, affordable and demand-driven products and services, to facilitate the growth of the local SME sector in the country by providing affordable credit to start and grow their businesses, and to promote financial inclusion among our people by providing low-cost savings accounts and to mobilize capital to secure their financial future.
For William Lamour, who has been at the head of the board of NDB since 2004, the achievements of NDB, especially since its corporatization in 2004, is something to be proud of, especially given the growth of its loan book, driven by interest from the SME sector.
NDB has been championing the resolve to grow the local SME sector. Demand of SME loans, we all are aware of that one. We've now grown over 20% in the last 5 years and will continue to grow.
Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister Richard Maru was also present at the occasion and spoke about the achievements of NDB. As its managing director during the corporatization program, Minister Maru was part of the team that undertook the rehabilitation and restructure exercise, which has been the catalyst for growth for NDB.
No one can dispute that NDB supported and started the first million years of our country. Many of our local businesses become very big businesses have started because of the initial loans from this bank. No one can also argue that many leaders of this nation were staff at NDB.
Minister Maru also reassured the NDB of the government's commitment to one day see the NDB transform into a fully fledged commercial bank.
SME sector should be given high priority. The government needs to relook at its policy priorities. I am saying economic growth should be number one, and one of the key pillars of economic growth is the funding of NDB into the future. I am saying this morning.
To NDB's 50th anniversary.
that's all we have time for on this episode of Business PNG. As always, if you'd like to watch this episode again, you can log on to the addresses now showing on your screen. But until the next time, I'm Mera Batulo. Thank you for watching. This has been Business PNG.